Hi you guys, it's April with Hair 101 and I'm here with a quick tip about bangs. So I have this client here and she normally wears her hair right down the middle, but she wants to try like a Jennifer Love Hewitt bang. And you can see she has this calic. We just colored her hair so you can see a little bit of color lines there. But she has this lovely calic that kind of like opens up right here. So we were trying to decide which way we should do her bangs. Now, here's the tricky part. She naturally pulls her hair this way. Every time she goes to sweep her hair, I always pull mine like this. If I'm gonna get my bangs out of my face, I use my left hand and I sweep it this way. She says every time she messes with her hair, she pulls it this way. So I was like, okay, let's see what it looks like that way. So what we do first is we decide which way is going to work best with her hair. So since it's a side bang, I'm going to part it on both sides and just see how it lays. We're going to start with this side first. Now this is the side that I think she'd be more comfortable with, just because when she pulls her hair out of her face, she'll naturally sweep it this way. But there's a couple things to consider, because what do you want the bangs to look like in the end? Because of this calic over here, it will build some body, which she has a little bit thinner hair, so that could be good for her to have a bit of a split. So we're gonna have to make sure we're keeping that in mind when we're cutting, especially if I was using tension, because you can see when I pull this down, all this hair pops up because it's getting pulled opposite of the way it grows. Now, if we do it to the other side, it lays kind of like a big swoop. So you need to decide what you want the bangs to look like. Even if we push them forward, it still kind of pops up. So I'm actually going to go with this way, because I think that the Jennifer Love Hewitt bangs, they have a little bit more fullness to them anyway. So that will actually work in our favor. But I am going to cut them a little bit longer than I normally would, because they will pop up a little bit. So keep that in mind. So here we go. All right, so I have the hair and I have it in the shape that I want it, and I'm just going to come in here with my scissors and just kind of lightly, I'm not slide cutting because it's dry, but I'm just kind of lightly talking the shears down the side of her hair, because I want them to blend in. I don't want it to be like a big chunk. And I'm just going to keep taking a little bit more until it looks right. That's really hard to say. Like, there's no structure to this. It's just when it looks right. And now her hair is a little bit thinner than the person that we're getting the inspiration from. So I took a little bit thicker of a section up here to give it a little bit more like thickness to the bang. So the reason why I do it like this is because I like to do it so like subtly, so that I don't have a big huge chop. They kind of blend into each other a little bit better, if you see that. And then the piece right here. You can also use a razor for this, but I'm using my shears because I think the razor does thin it out a little bit more. And I don't want to thin her hair, I just want to texturize the ends. If I were to cut this blunt, because her hair's so fine, you would see the line and it would be really hard to get rid of. Okay, one last tip. So that's about right on the length. We want it, as it swoops over, to just hit the corner of her eye over here. You will need some pomade or something to kind of keep that put during the day. But you can see how it just kind of blends in to the rest of this hair, and there's not this heavy, thick chunk. If you end up with a heavy, thick chunk there, you can take the thinning shears and just kind of go into it a little bit on the very ends, and that will soften it out a little bit. But that's basically, it. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna lighten those up a little bit, because if they're too heavy, you saw how it was just like falling too easily. So if you lighten up the ends a little bit, then it helps with that.